Up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and we're gonna get into this gas shortage and this trucking shortage that we see in the UK. And it says long queues and fuel rationing as Britain faces truck driver shortage. Listen to this, because this is gonna blow your mind. Lengthy queues of vehicles snake their way um, to gas stations in Britain on Saturday, where an acute shortage of truck drivers has led to fuel rationing and some pumps running dry, and prompted the government to consider issuing temporary work visas. It gets better, folks. Across the country, motorists waited in long lines to fill up their vehicles. One big distributor said it was rationing sales, and a number of operators said they were having to close some forecourts, provoking panic buying. Government ministers and oil companies say there are ample stocks of petrol. Okay, I'll keep moving here. We're looking at temporary measures to avoid any immediate problems, but any measures we introduce will be very strictly time limited. Like countries around the world, we are suffering from a temporary, cervasive sickness related shortage of drivers needing to move supplies around the country. The UK's Road Haulage Association says Britain is facing a shortage of 100,000 drivers, a result of workers leaving the industry, Brexit, and the cervasive sickness, which put a stop to driver training and testing for about a year. I mean, if that doesn't put into perspective the issue and the problem that is happening right now, I don't know what is. Folks, this is really bad. First of all, the gas shortage is real. Okay, let put aside that there's not enough drivers. Let's say there were enough drivers. If there's a gas shortage and you're rationing the gas and some pumps are even running dry, even if you had enough workers, how are you going to drive the trucks? You see the issue here? That's one of the issues. Issue number two, let's say you have a shortage of truck drivers and let's say you had enough gas. Well, you still can't get the supplies because you don't have enough drivers to transport the product, even though you might have enough gas. Now you mingle driver shortage and a gas shortage. Now it's a double whammy. How are you supposed to get the products to the stores, to the people, if you don't have drivers, let alone enough gas because there's a gas shortage? These are the issues we're running into heading into the holiday season. And forget the holiday season. This is going to last through, they're saying, probably next spring. It depends on where you are. But all these issues of the supply chain. I mean, go ahead and look at what's happening in Southern California with Long Beach. Over 70 boats out there waiting. So, and the fact that they're also having driver shortages and driver issues. Go figure. This is worldwide. This is not just, happening in one country in which they're having issues in one country. This is everywhere. And you got to wonder when you look at things and you ask yourself, well, how can it get any better? Now, I'm not trying to be a downer, but I'm stating the facts, folks, because I want you guys to understand the severity of the situation, how serious this is, and there's a almost a worriness in my voice because there are multiple people who are oblivious to what's happening. The majority of people have no idea. And maybe there's an argument that a majority are aware, but do they see the domino effects of what this is going to cause? Let's say that best case scenario, prices just go up, right? We get some inflation, not just some, but major inflation. Then that's going to eat up into your budget. The things you did for entertainment, that you did for fun with other people, you're going to start cutting down on those costs and focus on what's essential for survival: food, water, shelter. Folks, at the end of the day, you can have all the money you want, but if you don't have freedom to spend that money, or you don't have anywhere to spend it because there's not enough things to buy, like, food and whatnot, there's no point of having all that money if there's no freedom. And that's why I've brought upon myself to bring these issues to light, try to get as many people prepared and aware. And these things are going to continue to happen. I'm telling you, this is going to continue to happen. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Because this is, I believe, and I sincerely say this, I believe this is just the beginning. You can't just uh, go ahead and fix all these issues. And if you did, prices are going to be really, really expensive. And that's going to bring about its own problems and unemployment. And here's the other thing, folks. How many businesses have closed their doors because they just couldn't survive with everything that's happening? They had to close their doors, and that's how many jobs that, are no longer available. So I believe the crisis is just beginning. And it's a very solemn thought. It really is. But hard times create tough people. And this is the time where, you get yourself together and you say, I'm going to do this and I can do this. Because I know everyone has family that they're looking out for. And so, folks, I'm presenting this information to you. You do with it what you please, but always having a financial plan is important. And I hope that by me presenting this information, it's almost like a wake up call. Like, hey, this is just the beginning of what's coming. I need to be prepared. And do whatever you can to be prepared. All right? And I don't want to end on such a negative point. But I want you guys to believe in yourselves. Take initiative. Because you can do it. And we can do it. And working with a group of people to try to accomplish this will make it easier. But you can believe in yourself. You can have faith. And march onward. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me hear your thoughts. What do you think? What are some ways to prepare for these crises? I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Like and subscribe. Comment below. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.